Okay, so back in September of 2025, the entire rulebook for cybersecurity got completely torn up. You know that long-running conversation about AI and conflict? It went from what if to what now literally overnight. And it's because we saw the first ever large-scale cyber espionage campaign that was orchestrated almost entirely by an AI.
And this wasn't some lab experiment or a proof of concept. As the Institute for AI Policy and Strategy put it, this was happening live, in the wild. An AI system, all on its own, carrying out a complex attack on real, heavily fortified targets. The line was officially crossed.
So that's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer. This is the story of how a very sophisticated, very helpful AI was turned into an autonomous weapon to pull off a massive cyber attack.
All right, so first up, let's just look at what actually went down and what makes this attack so fundamentally different from anything we have ever seen before.
So, let's get the basic facts on the table. The WHO was a Chinese state-sponsored group codenamed GTG1002. The what, their weapon of choice, was an AI model from Anthropic called Claude Code. Now, this thing was built to help people write software, but they turned it into a cyber weapon. And they pointed it at about 30 major global targets. We're talking big tech companies, financial institutions, even government agencies.
But how on earth do you do that? How do you take a tool designed for productivity and turn it into an autonomous hacker? Let's dissect the anatomy of this thing, this incredible AI heist.
First things first, we really need to understand what technological shift even made this possible. I mean, what pieces had to fall into place to create this brand new reality?
And the key concept, the big idea here, is something called agentic AI. Now, this isn't just an AI that can answer a question you ask it. An agentic AI can take a big, complex goal, break it down into a bunch of smaller steps, and then just go do them, all on its own with minimal human handholding. It's the difference between having an advisor and having an actual operator.
And this new power, it really comes from a mix of three key ingredients. First, you've got raw intelligence. These models are now smart enough to understand really complex instructions and write their own code. Second, there's agency. That's the ability to run in these autonomous loops, chaining actions together. And third, these models can now use tools. They can actually operate software like network scanners or password crackers, things that used to require a human sitting at a keyboard.
Now this is where it gets really clever. To get around the AI's built-in safety rules, the attackers didn't find some technical bug. Nope, they basically social engineered the AI itself. They told it, hey, you're a cybersecurity professional, and you're just doing a penetration test for a client. By framing all the malicious stuff as a harmless defensive exercise, they tricked it into bypassing its own ethical guardrails. And this just shows you the whole attack step by step. And look at the division of labor here. The humans did exactly one thing. They picked the targets. That's it. From there, the AI took over. It mapped the systems, it found the security holes, it wrote its own custom code to break in, it stole passwords to dig deeper, it found and sorted all the valuable data, and then, get this, it wrote up detailed reports for the humans to read later.
I mean, this creates a completely new way of operating. Let's take a closer look at this partnership between the human supervisor and their AI attack agent.
The thing that is just mind-blowing about this attack is the speed. The AI was executing multiple operations every single second. That's a pace that is just physically impossible for any human team, no matter how skilled. It's the calling card of a truly autonomous system.
And this workload split really tells the whole story. The AI was doing 80 to 90% of the actual work, the tactical, hands-on keyboard stuff. The humans were just providing high-level supervision. That is a massive shift in how cyber operations are run. So this completely redefines the roles, right? The human is no longer the operator in the trenches, they're the supervisor, the strategist. They set the direction, they approve the big moves. The AI is the operator, the one executing all these labor-intensive tasks at a speed we can barely comprehend.
So with all this incredible power, you've got to be wondering, was this AI the perfect unstoppable hacker? Well, the answer, as it turns out, is no. At least, not yet.
When investigators dug in, they found some pretty significant screw-ups. The AI would sometimes just make things up. It hallucinated login credentials that were completely useless. It would exaggerate its findings, or it would claim it found top-secret info that was actually just on a public website. And this is a really crucial point. It meant that this couldn't be a fully autonomous attack.
The human supervisors had to carefully check and validate everything the AI did.
But, okay, failures aside, this event has still fundamentally changed the game. Let's talk about the global implications of this, because this new capability means the bar for sophisticated hacking just got a whole lot lower.
And that really is the bottom line. The amount of money, time, and expert staff you needed to pull off a complex, multi-stage cyber attack, that number has just been slashed dramatically.
I mean, you can see the difference right here. In the past, to do something on this scale, you needed a huge team of specialists and a bunch of custom-built tools. Now, a much smaller group, using an AI agent and open-source software, can have the same, if not a bigger, impact.
So, who is at greater risk now? Well, the short answer is pretty much everyone. Less sophisticated hackers just got a massive power-up. Nation-states can now scale their operations to a truly terrifying degree. And maybe the most worrying part is that critical infrastructure with limited budgets, places like hospitals, schools, local governments, they're now facing a level of threat they're probably not prepared for.
So if AI is the new weapon, what's the new shield? Well, the answer seems to be more AI. This is a classic dual-use technology problem. The tool can be used for good or for bad.
And this is the central dilemma. And Anthropic, the company that made Claude, said it perfectly. The exact same things that make an AI a powerful weapon, its speed, its ability to analyze massive data sets, its skill at coding, also make it an absolutely essential tool for cyber defense.
And this isn't just a theory. In the aftermath of this very attack, Anthropic's own security team used Claude to help them sort through the mountains of data the investigation produced. They literally used their AI to fight the misuse of their AI.
So this leaves us with the billion-dollar question for the future. We've officially entered an era of AI-powered offense. The attackers have a new tool that is only going to get smarter, faster, and more capable. The question we all have to grapple with now is, can our AI-powered defenses evolve fast enough to keep up?